Hey, folks, welcome to the Generational Gap. I am Robert, your resident Gen Xer, and right over there, that direction, though you may not recognize him so much, is our resident millennial, John. John, how are you doing this evening?
Still beardless.
It's been 7 days, John.
It has been a whole
It's,
week.
it's been a week.
Yeah,
Um,
it's trying. I mean, it is trying.
has it been trying? Like, is
It's
it
been
like
trying.
trying your soul? Is it
Yeah, definitely.
what? Has it? Has it had an impact on your life? Has it
Yeah,
changed things?
every time I catch my reflection in something, I'm like, oh, because I forget about it. I don't really think about it until I see it, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
Do you? God, this. I hate to ask this question, but
But you're gonna.
do you? Right, I've got to. You know, prying eyes want to know. Um,
Sounds like you want to know.
have you? Have you caught the unfortunate moment when your girlfriend is staring at the random beard passing by?
No,
No, you haven't
luckily
had any
not.
issues like
Yeah,
that. Any
luckily
moments?
not.
Thank goodness. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, not that, a beard would lead her astray, but it might make her eye wander. Um, you know,
Yeah,
does she miss
I
it?
wouldn't blame her.
Does she
Oh
miss?
yeah,
She does.
for sure, for sure.
Wow, that's. I don't know what's more disturbing, your beard, or someone that likes your beard that much.
I liked my beard that much.
Well,
I like
that's
it more than she
beside the
does.
point. That
Right.
you're irrelevant in this. You're biased.
Of
You
course.
know. I see we have Elephant Man in the house. I also see some Sully Blue.
Sully Blue, we haven't seen him
7
in a while.
days.
What's up?
Look at
Yeah,
that.
seven
7
days.
days.
He's whispering.
7 days
Uh,
after.
like
Right.
that one movie, The Ring.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Oh, really? It's actually pretty good.
Now, see, if I were going to go like you're on a kind of are you still on your Western kick?
Yes, but I haven't watched one in a while.
Mm. Hey,
Yeah.
did I mention throwing in try and find some Charlton Heston Westerns as well? He did some
I
Westerns that
think
weren't bad.
I think they were on the list. Yeah, I think you gave me a couple of them.
I don't know if I did Charlton Heston. I don't know
Maybe
because
not.
I'm trying to
I
remember
don't know.
if we talked about him at all.
I don't know.
But hey, a little bit closer to the grand good news. We've got the purchase initiated on the land,
Oh, yeah.
to where money has now begun to transact hands, and
Nice.
we're going to be moving forward to a closing on that land at the
Badass.
next step forward. Have that, have that land. Yay, yay. And then I'll be
Sweet.
really excited when we can get somebody out there to give us access to it.
Yeah,
Hey, do you think you could put a little road in there? It's just some way to get there. you know,
right.
it's not a lot
Something.
to ask, but something. Thanks, Sully. It's good. I appreciate that. I really looking
Yeah.
forward to it. But I will say that I have been a little bit nostalgic roaming around this house,
Oh, I
around this
bet.
garden, and just I fall into that trap of, is someone going to be able to take care of what's here? Right? Are they
Yeah,
going to put the effort into taking care of it and nurture
probably
it?
not.
Put your own stamp on it all you want, but I mean, this is something that takes some responsibility.
Hmm.
I mean, I was thinking about the magnitude of it as we're, thinking about how we're going to sell the place and everything, but and really try and get that money for it. But it's just like, yeah, this is, I'm hoping it just doesn't go into somebody's hands who doesn't really give enough of a shit to put some effort
Right.
into it, right? You got to
Yeah.
really love it. You got to really love wanting to nurture the environment, your immediate environment, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, it'll be sad, but we'll make something anew. Watch us grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see the new place once you get it all settled in and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it a year from now, because I mean,
Right.
things magic will happen very quickly there. She's good with that.
Right.
I'm really excited about this dirt that we're going to be able to play in. I'm just really excited about that, bro.
Right.
I have to tell
For
you.
sure.
But anyway, so you know, have you, you know, I know that has there anything bad happened? Are you okay? Like you're
Yeah.
still able to go on, letting it grow, and you know, you haven't wanted to do anything stupid, right? Like you
No,
know,
no, not yet. Not
keep
yet.
it off.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
A little vehement there, John.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Vehement. No.
uh, well, that's good to know. Hey,
Never
you know,
again. Yeah, never again.
never again.
Never again.
Never.
Never.
Now, your response to this should be to not trim it for a certain period of time. You just let it grow for like the next 2 years,
Oh my god, I don't know if I can do that. I get
right?
sick of it after a while. Like it gets too like bushy, and I've gotta take it down a little bit.
You can train it. Go Miyagi on it. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
treat it like a bonsai and train it and trim it and you know
Right.
have fun with it. It'll be fun. Yeah, let it grow for like 2 years, or you know just never trim it again. Never stop growing your beard. It'll reach a certain length and then it just will slow down immensely. So
Yeah. I think it already does that. I think how I had it before I shaved it was like as big as it's gonna get, as long as it's gonna get. 'Cause it seemed to just get thicker and not like longer.
Elephant Man
So,
says he's watching the draft on the side. Is there a draft going on?
NFL
For
draft
what war? Oh,
for the
NFL.
NFL war.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I gave up on man. I gave up on sports so long ago. Now,
Oh
granted,
yeah. I don't care.
I have a shadowy history with sports from childhood, but
Hmm.
man, I don't know. You know, it was a long time ago too. It was like when everybody like they consistently were going through strikes in all the big the big sports.
Hmm.
Football did it, and then baseball did it, and then basketball wound up doing it, going on strike and demanding more money. And I'm like, you guys suck somewhat, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, and that it's seeing how it was becoming so commercialized and the amount of money they were paying these guys, and knowing where that money had to come from, right? Yeah, I was just like, you know what, I'm done with competitive sports. It's just not my thing anymore.
Yeah.
I can't I can't
At
get
least maybe
behind
not
these guys.
professional sports at that level, you know. Like
Yeah,
at like
well,
you know,
well,
like
it
professional bowling, I'm sure is better. You know.
yeah, like I love
Like,
now. Oddly enough, I do like the oddball sports. I like bowling. I like golf. You know, I could sit and watch golf sometimes.
you probably like curling if you gave it a shot.
Curling,
Not
I've actually
curling, not curling.
hurling,
Hurling. Yeah.
hurling. Which one is
Yeah.
that? Wait, I know
It's,
that one.
it's an Irish one with like long sticks that they
Uh-huh.
use. So it basically has like a spoon on the end.
Oh,
So
like high lie.
kind of like lacrosse, closer to lacrosse.
Well, high lie is
Uh,
like very fast action, and it used carved wood to
yeah.
throw these balls, and they throw them at like like 100 miles an hour,
Yeah,
like
it's similar to that.
because I'd seen
They're not
hurling.
curved. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure I showed it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not curved sticks, but
right.
they're long. Yeah,
But
and
there's
they
similarities
get
in the
them.
games.
Yeah, it's
Lacrosse,
crazy. Like the shit
hurling,
would be going
highlight.
the ball would be moving more than 100 miles an hour, and they'll just catch it barehanded. It's like, how do you not break your hand every time you play? I just don't get it. I don't know. It's a great sport. I
That's
recommend
probably
it.
part of their training. It's just
Oh
catching those
yeah,
balls all day.
right.
Beat your hand into submission. Macho Man Randy Savage is about to announce the Browns pick.
Nice.
Why is Macho Man Randy Savage there? Does he own?
Maybe he's a big football fan. I don't know. He's a celebrity.
Is he still
So
relevant? Is he snapping
no,
into a Slim Jim as we speak?
no, he's not relevant. That's why he's commenting on the NFL draft.
I'm telling you, he's snapping into a Slim Jim. Elvis says I
Yeah.
would know what. The reason I know what Highlight is because right down the street
Yeah.
is a big. There's a big Highlight arena or whatever it
Yep.
is, sports complex where they allow gambling on the Highlight matches there. So people, but I've lived in areas around where that is, so constantly seen it. And when it says highlight on it, you're like, what the hell's that? And you look it up so you learn what highlight is.
Yeah,
You know.
I know exactly what place you're talking about. Oh wait,
Mm-hmm.
no, probably not. There's one that's not by your place.
Well, it's not
It might be the
anymore.
same
It's
one.
not as close, but I've lived in the area. It was
Okay,
right
then
down
you're
the
thinking of
street
that
from
one.
where you used to live.
Yeah, yeah. So we're thinking the same place then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, because I've lived in Altamont and in all
Hmm.
those areas around it. Just in a
Yeah.
perimeter, a circle around it, as it were, sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, these old folks in Florida like to gamble on stuff.
Oh hell yeah! Except for the dog track, they can't do that anymore. Dog
Well,
track's
something
gone.
still goes on at the dog tracks because there's still people going there regularly.
Didn't they? I thought the building was like I was just passed by the other day. It's all like construction and stuff.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know.
Then that's
Yeah,
new.
yeah. I'm pretty sure the actual dog track is gone.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
that's actually illegal now. Elephant Man. Uh,
the
Greyhound racing
greyhounds,
is
yeah,
illegal.
not
Yeah,
the highlight though. So I wonder what they've
right.
replaced it with. I wonder if they're going to do horse racing there. That would
I
be
don't know.
funny,
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
right? Because you could go there and not only bet on the dogs, but you could also bet on horse races there too. I think.
Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know. I never went,
and
so I don't
and
know.
at that dog track, I think you could also place bets on the highlight games too. I don't know. I think they were because gambling, gambling. But you can't have you can only have casinos on in reserved land, as it were, for Native Americans. But hey, they put up a Hard Rock here, so on their land, they're like, we're gonna have a casino, we're gonna go big. Let's do a Hard Rock.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Elephant Man says animal racing should be shamed.
Not
Well,
illegal.
I can,
He said not.
yeah.
Yeah, not illegal. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you know, but I would make the argument that using dogs for hunting is not a bad thing, right?
I would say this. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm
And
not sure racing is necessarily even a bad thing.
it's
How
well,
you treat them is.
it's the practice of how they do it.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm saying. How the dogs are treated is a
right.
different story, but I don't think just racing them is necessarily a immoral thing.
Well, there was, the way they were doing the racing for so long, they would have like a little electric rabbit that the dogs were
Yeah,
chasing, right? And like, it would shock the dogs if they hit that rail, that rabbit's running on, because they weren't worried about protecting the dogs from it for a long
right,
time.
right. I mean, I guess you'd only hit the rail like once or twice, right? Before you figured it out and like, hey, maybe I shouldn't touch that
If
thing.
you live through it, I mean,
Dogs are
yeah,
pretty smart.
you know. But that goes into how they're treating the dogs too. Dog hits the
Yeah,
rail, they're like, oh, there's damaged goods,
yeah, yeah.
put the dog down.
Hmm.
Hey, we've seen people from Texas here in our chat before,
Yeah,
right?
unfortunately, yeah.
Have you heard anything about what's going on in Texas? What they did
I
this
heard
week?
I heard they were all dead because there was no mask mandate.
Mm. You heard what? Come on
Yeah, I
now,
heard they
you
were all
didn't
dead
hear
because there
that.
was no mask mandate.
No, no, they're just getting real pro weed there.
Oh yeah,
Those greyhounds went on vacations, right? They were treated very well, actually, at least recently.
I have no idea. I've never been, never was a greyhound raiser.
There
I
were
don't know.
there were a lot of people rescuing those greyhounds
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
when that was open. But so now Texas is broadening their medical marijuana legislation. Um, they want to increase the program, like you know, make it more widely available, but also they're
Hmm.
going to further decriminalize marijuana.
That's cool. I
So,
guess.
like, it's a little bit surprising for Texas. You expect a little bit more of a conservative stance on marijuana,
Well,
much like you would here.
it is becoming more and more blue over there, though. So
Do you
maybe
think
not.
now in the present day and age, though, when you think about Republicans
Hmm.
and liberals, liberal Republicans more than anything, and then libertarians, right? Which are going to
Hmm.
be, you expect to find them in states that lean red, right?
Sure, Texas would have a lot of
Right.
libertarians. Yeah. Hmm.
So there's going to be more open-minded individuals that see the value of marijuana, whether it be
Sure.
financially, whether it be medicinally, or from a libertarian standpoint, as it were, a liberty standpoint. Um, the wrongness of the way it's been classified
Right.
and what's the other word? Villainized.
Yeah.
Over the
Demonized.
years.
Yeah.
Demonized is good, yes.
Hmm.
So I could see that they could remain a red state, much like Florida, and still be accepting of marijuana.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're gonna find too many like Republicans that have a hard stance against marijuana anymore. Like back in the '90s and even early 2000s, you might, sure, but not these days. I don't think so. I don't think people are that worried about it. I think they're worried about much bigger issues now, so they might just be like, you know what, fine, I don't care, like, whatever.
Well, I would also consider that maybe, just maybe, um, that a lot of states are seeing a lot of financial uh, stability that could come from legalizing marijuana. And I would think that states like Texas and Florida, while seeing the benefits that Colorado, for instance, is reaping from the marijuana
Mm-hmm.
industry, feel the need to take it slow because maybe in reality they're like, oh, we just need to rip the fucking band aid off and get this money going,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, we've got to bring we got to bring our red state along step
Right.
by step, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you're really conservative, God bless America, all those billions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not see that and go, hey, you know, we stand to really do well from this.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that gives you the stability to say words like secession,
Right.
right? Or wait, seed.
Yep.
I shouldn't say wait, which word am I?
Secession.
Secession is right, correct. But yeah,
Yeah.
with that kind of stability, financial stability, you can look to do that. I'm willing to bet Colorado's at a point like that, although they're not red enough to really talk too much about that. If maybe if they wanted to pull a California and be like, oh, we need to be our own state. Yeah, do you? Do you? uh, but
Yeah,
I could
kind of
I
cool
could
as
see.
fuck if we got some secession going. I'd be down. I'm
Well,
down for secession. Let's
I
do it.
think I think it would be a definitive move for Florida to be able to make to push that argument. Is if we legalize marijuana,
Yeah.
reap the rewards of it, and build a stockpile of income that says, boom, you know, and
Yeah.
then we work on getting the states outside. Once we secede, we work on getting the states outside of us that we have easy transport to, and say, look, you guys need to start, you know, loosening up your guidelines up here too, and we'll send you some weed because we're growing a shit ton of it down here in Florida. It grows like a weed in these swamps. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Have you had any swamp weed? uh,
Oh my god.
Elephant Man says greyhounds and whippets are ugly, and I have to tell you, I don't mind greyhounds so much because they're a full size dog, but them whippets, I don't like
Oh
them.
wait, now I gotta find out what a whippet is.
It's a greyhound,
Let's
but
see what a whippet
tiny.
looks like.
It's like small, not tiny, but very petite greyhound, like half the
Oh,
size
okay.
at best.
I don't think they're ugly.
Ugh. Oh God, they're
I
like
definitely don't like the
anorexic
hips. I'm
models.
not a big fan.
They're
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hips,
they're like anorexic
but they're
models.
not
Not to
ugly.
body shame anybody. I'm just saying anorexic models have existed. People know the reference. FMS says my personal
Yeah.
philosophy on substances is if the only person you are hurting is yourself, then there should be no
Oh,
government involvement. Oh, how goddamn,
speaking
how
of,
liberal is
real
that?
quick,
Oh,
real quick. Shout out to J. Edgar. It is his birthday today, so
today is
say
Ed's
happy birthday
birthday.
to him.
Happy birthday,
Today
Ed.
is Ed's birthday. And I texted him happy birthday. He never responded. He never thanked me.
Oh no.
Bastard. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? It's fucked
Happy
up, man. What kind of world do we live
birthday
in?
to you. Oh, I can't do that. Fuck it.
Happy
Birthday,
birthday.
Mr.
And...
Edgar. Happy birthday. Don't shoot me. Um, uh, so Sully agrees. He says legalize it and treat it like alcohol. I don't know why they don't. It's insane to me. But I'm telling you right now. Think about it, John. When we were talking recently about Band-Aids on the voice chat, they're talking about Seawall was in there and Midget was there talking about things were going to collapse, and we've talked about Band-Aids before, right?
hmm
Legalizing marijuana could go a long way to paying for a lot of this stuff that's being handed out to people. Like, imagine the taxes that could be generated from a 50 state legalization from a federal level. Just fuck it. No more legislation on it except that, states determine legal age of use, etc. I mean, there would be nothing for them to need to be involved with if they just legalized it, said, okay, it's no longer a schedule anything drug, and
Yeah.
if it's they can of course they'll legislate what happens from the FDA standpoint being used in pharmaceutical remedies, this, that, and the other, which I'm like, fucking big farm. I'm like, big pharma. I'm like, get on board with using fucking weed in your medicine. You'll sell a ton of medicine if you put weed in it. Jesus.
And you just sell a ton of brownies if you put weed in it
Right?
too. Like,
Right?
I
Right?
mean,
Jesus Christ. But
yeah,
if we think about an economy on the verge of collapse because of overproduction of money and extreme inflation in prices, um, I'm thinking that could be a quick turnaround, or at least a quick fix for a short term till everybody's so high. But you know,
yeah.
I mean, granted, the Cheeto buying stock in Frito Lay. If you don't, you're an idiot. Just FYI. But
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Frito Lay, Hostess. Gonna have to buy some stock in Hostess.
I will say this: if they're, I think that
Mm.
if people are smart, that they will begin. This is the time to start investing in the strongest players in the marijuana industry, because
Marlboro.
in the
Oh,
next 2 years or so, I expect legalization is going to hit the table, signed, and when it does, people are going to stand to make a. There's going to be a Walmart or an Amazon of weed, right?
hmm
So it's like, okay, do your homework and pick the right horse. This is going to pay off eventually, especially when you start to see red states coming on board,
yeah.
right? I mean, that should be a strong indicator that the federal government is going to get behind that, because you've got enough impetus now from both sides to make this happen. I don't know. I'm no Nostradamus, but what the hell?
I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, no matter what, right? It's gonna happen, but it's just a matter of time, I guess. You have to convince people, or convince the legislator that it's worth their time. They can get reelected based on the legalization.
Ed says, when you said Texas, I thought you were going to go with the smugglers and human traffickers they caught in Houston. Yeah, that happens all the
Nah,
time.
weed.
That
Yeah, we're
happens
talking
all
about
the
weed.
time, right?
Dude, weed,
I
Lamau.
mean, human trafficking in Texas, because that's never happened all the time. No, I mean, no, I haven't looked into that. I want to say that I saw something just pop up in my notifications. Somebody posted in Discord. I think it was your Discord. So I haven't looked into it. No, I mean we're not that current on news. I mean, Jesus, Ed, who do you think we are? CNN? Come on,
I know, right?
right? We can't spin stuff that quick. Ed says also weed leads to sodomy and Satan worship and should be illegal everywhere. I agree. Wait, which
Oh
are you
wait,
saying
sodomy is
should
pretty
be
cool.
illegal everywhere? The weed, the sodomy, or the
Sodomy.
Satan worship?
I don't know.
Because
I'm kind of into sodomy. It's
I
fun.
mean, I want to know. I just want to put out there that I think every one of those begins to enter a gray area. I know sodomy. Well, sodomy enters more of a brown area, but still, um, that was funny, John. See, you're not doing well tonight because that was funny
I was
shit right there.
distracted.
You should
I
have
was
laughed at
distracted.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't laugh at my jokes, so
You,
why would I
John,
return the favor?
I laugh at every joke you make that's funny.
That's not true at all.
No, no. Notice what I said.
I
Uh,
heard what you said. All of my jokes are funny though.
Jay has no pee left for this attack. Uh, Ed says a whippet is like a Sheltie to a collie. No shit. That's true. Anyway, what did Elephant make? Beagles and Bloodhounds? What did
Oh,
Elephant? Oh, at Sully
speaking of
Blue.
that, they're talking about dog breeds, right? No, best dog breed. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. It's gonna be this one, dude. Can
No,
you see that?
get your goddamn basset hound out of my face,
Basset hounds are the shit. They're
John.
awesome. Look at that. How do you say no to that? Look at
John,
that fucking face.
you
Look
know
at
how
that
I say no
face.
to that?
Look at
Whenever
that.
I watch the German Shepherd, that I think is the most beautiful dog in the world, eat that basset hound.
Nah, dude. Look at that thing.
You know why that dog's shaped like that? So that
It's
so
that
that predators
rippling
know that
muscle.
he's a hot dog. They know to
No,
put him on a
it's
bun.
rippling muscle. Is what that
Right,
is.
rippling muscle,
Yeah.
as much as puddles ripple.
It's muscle. Look at that thing. Look at that face.
Uh
How do you
huh.
say no to that? Look at that. Oh my
Pull
god.
up a
Very
German
cool.
Shepherd
No.
and you'll see
No,
why I
look at
could
that.
say no.
Those are fucking awesome. It's the best dog ever. Look, the cheeks all flappy. Oh, it's adorable because when they're babies, their ears are the same length as they are when they're an adult. So that if they'll start running and they'll step on their ear and trip over. It's hilarious. They're the best dogs ever, dude. Best dogs ever. See? Oh. Big ass ears. Yeah, they're the best dogs ever, man.
Wait, wait. RRC is moving to Florida?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, where's he going?
I think somewhere in South Florida.
Oh, he doesn't want to go to South Florida.
I I don't make that decision for him. But of course, I mean, he's from the Northeast. He's gonna end up here anyway. Everyone from the
Yeah,
Northeast ends up in Florida,
well,
especially from New York. I know he's not from New York, but
he's
everyone from New
yeah.
York, especially, ends up here.
I don't know, man. Whew, going further south than here is just like it's not a long term proposition for me. If I'm looking for something long term, I
Hmm.
don't know why. Mm. It's there's not like because everything that can be populated is because there's just that big bunch of shit in the middle of Florida, like where Alligator Alley runs through all the swampland down there, and you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, but that's
like
also where the rich people are, down in South Florida,
yeah, but they're all clumped together. God, I don't want to be around people.
like a
That's
Boca
my part.
Raton kind of area.
That's my thing. Ed says he's taken a week off shows and has been super secretive about it and says they're really close to moving. Uh, oh, I got to know. I got to get on there and see what's going on with him. I got to talk to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Damn. I wish I knew. I wish I'd known this sooner. I'd convince him to be neighbors.
Oh yeah, his podcast is starting in about a minute.
That son of a bitch.
I know.
Podcasting over us. I hate
I
that
just,
son of a bitch.
well, he's over. He's not on YouTube right now, so that's cool.
Oh, did he get boomed?
I don't know if he got
Did he
boomed or
get
not.
boomed, Ed?
Yeah, I just know
Sorry,
that
I'm
he.
not. I haven't. I've had so much going on. I'm not current with what's going on with the Freedom Scoop troop. I'm a horrible, horrible FS.
Yeah, no, we all are.
I podcaster over you.
You did, Ed.
You
That
did.
on,
You
you did
you
that
constantly
on
do it, and
Wednesday.
it kills us,
He did that
right?
on yesterday, Wednesday, during the State of the Union. He did that. That was
You know,
fucking.
when
That
you
was
do
fucking
that, Ed,
cool.
I just want you to understand that you kill like half our viewership, and understand that for us, That's a significant amount of viewers.
Right, that's like two whole people.
Right? That's like 2 to 4 people gone.
Right,
Right?
gone, missing, and then we don't know if they're okay. We worry about them.
And the ones that are here, just FYI, they may have our volume off and us on a split screen listening to you. And,
Just pretending that like we are saying the things that you're actually saying.
I think the charity
That would be
stream
kind of
went to
cool,
his
right?
head. That's what it
I know,
did.
right?
Went to
I
his
know,
head.
right? He thinks he's all fucking badass now because he stayed up for
Oh,
24
look,
hours.
Elephant Man wants to add to the conversation and act like he's got some smart ass answers. Well, ha. God damn it. These
Oh
fucking
man.
people. I tell you,
All two.
you can't fire good help anymore.
I know. Fucking unions. Freedom Scoop Union.
Dude,
What am I gonna
you
do?
should,
Can't risk another strike, you know.
dude, you should start checking. Man, I'm seeing so many more places now that are starting to, like places you wouldn't even imagine are starting to like throw hiring bonuses at people.
I know. I just went to a restaurant not yesterday, day before, went on Wednesday, I think. Yeah. Um, and they had like a $250 signing bonus. Like when we got the check, like inside the little whatever foldy thing, inside there, it's like yeah, we're giving a $250 signing bonus. It's insane.
Did you sign?
No, but I'm just saying.
Right. Some places are even giving you money to interview.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
The guy, somebody in Tampa, he has a bunch like 50 something franchises. Tampa and I think maybe reaching into Orlando, but you should check. Just go do the fucking interview, get $50. You don't need to take a job at McDonald's if you don't want to, but the
No,
interview
no.
pays $50. It's $50, right?
You turn
But
around
yeah,
and
like
spend
I
it
want
right
to.
there at the just go and buy a meal real quick with that.
I even want to
But
say
no,
like,
I think you don't get the money right away though.
mm, it'd
Because the
probably be in your
signing
first check
right the signing bonus thing that I had, you
or
get the two hundred
30
fifty
days.
dollars after the first 30 days. So that
Wawa
makes sure you're gonna
was.
stick around.
I want to say Wawa was. I want to say I saw at Wawa like a $300 signing bonus.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
god
fucking
damn,
awesome.
right?
Yeah,
So now's it's time. It's easy to go find a job for people, but
right.
will they do it? Will they do it?
Will they? I mean, why? When unemployment pays way more right now than most jobs you're gonna get, unless you have like a degree that you're getting, something specific, fine. But yeah, unemployment's paying way more than what most people make. So,
Well, speaking of racism, I wanted to ask you a question about that.
okay, speaking of racism, okay, fair enough.
I was hoping that would be a really, really,
Is it subtle enough to get
really
by?
bad segue, as it were. Don't say I didn't do that. But anyway, so Merriam-Webster got a request from I don't know, like an informal, you know, uh, research kid, some fucking kid. I don't know, young person. But anyway, so they're updating their definition of racism, and they're going to
Okay.
include lingo speaking about systemic racism, right? So I have a question about this.
Okay.
Um, if everything is going to be geared towards educating people on racism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that making racism systemic?
Well,
Because it's a
yeah. I
part of the
mean,
system to teach
we
about
know
racism.
we know that the people who uh, push anti-racism the most are usually the most racist. It's just kind of how it seems to be working out. So yeah, I would say that's the case.
Sully asked, how much property do we get? We got
Yeah.
6.5 acres of land we're picking up for a song. I'm telling you, a song. Like 15 grand is what we're picking it up for. I'm just going to say it. Now,
It's
understand,
really fucking good. Holy
right?
shit.
A little over 3 acres of that land is protected wetlands that we won't be able to use, but we will be able to, um, you know, watch over it, as it were, um,
Right.
which
Yeah, give
is
me one
right up
sec. I
my
gotta
wife's alley.
piss.
Do what?
Give me one sec. Give me
Oh,
one sec.
okay.
I gotta piss.
But so ultimately, we have about 3 acres of usable land. We're hoping if the guy comes down on price, there's no, I don't mind you asking. But there's a guy that's got property right next door to us, a 10-acre tract that we're going to be watching and hoping that he'll come down on it because we want to buy that as well, and then we can really blow the whole thing out. But he wants $100,000 for his 10 acres right next door to our 15, $5,000 an acre land. If you're just talking usable land, and I'm like, no, no, we'll give you 50,000 for it, but I can't go whole hog on 100,000. But it'll be nice. We'll be able to do that. We're going to homestead it, so it'll be fun. We are very excited about that. We've got a house picked out. We're starting the process of getting that, you know, mortgaged up and ready to go. And then it's going to be it'll be like 2 or 3 months before the house is finally down and on the ground and ready to go. But it's all working. I'm excited. She's excited. It's fun. It's stressful as hell, is what it is. I'll just tell you that right now. Uh, Elfman says, I was embarrassed by my raise 2 years ago until I realized they knew what was coming with the money printer go burr. Now I basically make the same as I did before. Yeah, but hey, the thing to do is go get work with anybody that's a government contractor because he signed off on making sure that all of those people are getting paid $15 an hour if you're doing government contract work. If anybody likes doing government contract work, that is. I mean, somebody's got to build shit for the government, though, right? Uh, Ed said, oh, you're talking about RRC. English bulldogs, Ed? I don't think so. No, not English bulldogs. They're kind of gay. Um, but so, now see, that's why but with RC, I'm kind of surprised that he wants to go to South Florida because I'm telling you, the heart of Florida, above Central Florida, it's prime location to actually get a chunk of property and just GTFO from the rest of this. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but you know what? Right now, I mean, it's people are starting to scramble and sell it. It's a tough thing to do right now to get your hands on some, but more and more people are starting to see the value of selling off, and you know, so eventually, I'm kind of worried that property is going to be worth $100,000, and we're going to miss out on it. But yeah, that's true, Elephant Man. $15 an hour will be minimum wage soon.
Yeah.
But they'll still have to do it as a ramp up, and if they can print enough money in that ramp up to give businesses enough money to survive you know, well, no, they're just going to spur automation. I'm sorry, it's what it's going to do. It's going to trigger more companies to figure out how to do less with people and more with, I don't know, automated means. I mean, right? It's just the smarter impetus to do, right, John?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, if you were forced. But anyway, so no, I was just kind of interested. I keep winding up on this thing where I'm like, they're building the systemic racism just by educating everybody on that, and I'm a little concerned by that. But at least the dictionary is going to keep an updated version of what racism really is. And it'll be
Oh,
the
that's
woke
good.
definition. The woke definition is
Yeah.
the important
So
one.
now you can't even say like that's not the actual definition of racism anymore because now it is.
Well, I thought their original, just in my opinion, their current definition of racism was fine because it really speaks to that competitive racism that I think is the defining character difference between just
Hmm.
tribal racism. But hey, but I thought this was interesting, which I want to know how they can figure this out. But Scotland, right? Uh, on the shores of a Scottish loch, they found geological deposits dating back 1 billion years. John. A
Aliens?
billion years.
Oh my
And
god.
within the rocks is evidence of the earliest known non-marine multicellular organism. They've got
Whoa.
they've got a little, and it's like a little tiny microscopic thing, but you can see the cell wall in the inner, and it's like, okay, so there was some sort of life a billion years ago. Um,
Makes sense.
is that real or not?
Is that real?
Right. Can they really tell something's a billion years old, John? I
I don't
mean,
know.
or is it all just a bunch of hocus pocus?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Satan worshippers trying to deny God through evolution.
Well, wait. You can't deny God through evolution,
Yeah,
or can you?
they're using evolution to deny God,
Are you going to try
and
and
they're Satan worship. Did you
the
not? I think it's more telling that I said they're Satan worshippers trying to deny God when Satan worshippers would have to believe in God because if they worship Satan, then God must also be real. So
well, would he?
yeah,
Maybe they believe in a Satan that killed God off, so God isn't real. Or maybe they believe in a Satan that disproved God. There it is.
oh, so they worship Darwin. No, I'm
Darwin.
just kidding.
Darwin. Hey, so you know that I have a current conspiracy theory of my own about all these these UFO
Oh yeah, yeah.
revelations that are coming from the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so another person has come forward. Okay, now this is a former United States government official again, right? Has come forward. Now it's like, okay, and this guy's not getting waxed or smoked or anything for coming forward. But he was an investigator for the Pentagon, and was involved in all this, UAPs and UFOs and blah, blah, blah. But he said, and this is like, okay, he says, I've been privy to witness to many extraordinary things. Unfortunately, ones that are classified, I'm not going to elaborate or share. But I've said for the record before, we've had video, and some of these videos are 20 to 25 minutes long. In other cases, these things are 50 feet away from the cockpits where they're being filmed. But he also said that the most concerning thing is that these incidents tend to gravitate around our nuclear equities, right? And that even to the
Okay.
extent in some of these, we'll call them confrontations, contacts, that nuclear power has been turned off, like stopped working. Whether it was something to do with the propulsion, whatever they were doing, but like even to the extent that the nuclear technology was shutting down in some of these instances with these UAPs, and I'm like, wow. So they're letting this guy is telling this. Who prompted him to come forward, right? Is this more fuel for the potential next crisis scenario involving
Dude, I
UFO
hope it's aliens.
revelations?
I hope it's aliens.
Do you think
That
it
would
will
be
be?
awesome.
I mean, I don't know. Do I sound like an idiot thinking that this is a possibility,
Um,
especially when
no,
again something else coming out like this?
yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think you're an idiot. Uh, no, I just think it's kind of weird. Like not for you necessarily to believe that I'm just saying. Like it's kind of weird that like we have all this stuff about aliens, and we're in 2021, right? It is the current year, and we don't have any like good footage of any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's no good video. It's all grainy, like potato cam stuff. So this is kind of weird to me that I don't know, when we have like the most high def cameras we've ever had in the history of cameras, and we have everything's live streamed. Like we don't have something.
Right. You would think that we would have something more concrete, right?
Right.
But isn't that the idea behind what a lot of people think these revelations are going to be come June? Is the expulsion of a bunch of things that, okay, yes, we do have actual more real evidence. Like if they've got video from something 50 foot from a cockpit, Well, we
Yeah.
haven't seen that really, have we? Or
Right.
have
No,
we?
we haven't.
Right?
No, we haven't seen that. Other that I know of. I mean, I'm not like an expert in this, in ufology, but
I mean, is it possible that what they have to release could cause any kind of panic in the population?
would it?
I,
Probably.
you
It
think
would
it
probably
would?
cause. I think it would cause some kind of panic. Sure. I think everyone would go out and buy toilet paper in a rush again. you know,
I mean,
everyone's gonna go buy toilet paper.
it's almost like though that they're building. If nothing else, they're building our curiosity. They're
Right.
allowing things to be put out there. It's almost like trailers for an upcoming movie. The way
Yeah.
it's coming
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that funny
Yeah.
at all? And I don't
A
mean
little bit.
funny, haha. I mean funny as in peculiar.
Strange.
What
Yeah.
what exactly is happening? And we're like, we're on a 30-day track till sometime in June. We're getting really close, I should say, um, to these revelations supposed to be put out there. But I don't know. Maybe it's going to be all hype and no substance. I don't know. Maybe that's what they want to do. So they want to build up hype about it and then come out and give you a gut punch and say, "Oh no, here's explanations for everything." Suddenly we know the answers, right? And it's
It's
all
actually
nothing,
It's actually reptilians that live in the
right?
core of the
Right.
earth instead. Yeah.
It's those guys that used to visit the Egyptians, is what it is, right?
The hollow earth theory is
And they've
turns out
come
to be
back to
correct.
ask why there aren't more pyramids,
If we told you guys, just build a bunch of pyramids.
right,
There's
dude?
only a
We
few
don't.
pyramids. What
Dude,
the
it's
fuck?
the difference between 2 bars and 5 bars on our goddamn phones. Build some more pyramids. You
Right.
guys are a cell tower, not a planet.
Right.
Jesus Christ, people.
Leave you alone for a couple thousand years,
Right?
and you.
You're you're supposed to be a truck stop, you fucks. What the hell? You getting
I
uppity with
liked.
your nuclear missiles? Here, let me throw that switch.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I liked South Park's thing with it, where Earth was a TV show, a reality show.
Right?
So it was supposed to be like one planet per animal or one planet per like species,
Right.
or one planet per like race. So like there's a planet of black people and a planet of white people and a planet of Asian people, all this and then they're like, yeah, well, let's just take all these things from different planets, a whole planet of deer, and they're like, oh, let's take all these things from different planets, throw them all together, and see what happens. That's pretty. That's a pretty good one.
Ed
I like
says
it.
the guys who built the pyramids and visited the Egyptians. No, it's the guys who visited the Egyptians and made the Egyptians build the pyramids.
Right.
God, don't you keep up? Gosh,
Yeah,
are
Jesus,
you
dude.
not on the monthly newsletter?
He's on a monthly something.
Right.
Ha!
To cycle much. So, John, uh, recently our illustrious silver leader.
Yes, Chairman Biden, the most president that has ever been.
Who has he said that? No, come on.
No, he's the most president
We've already
of any
had the
president.
most president that's ever been.
No, that's definitely Chairman Biden.
That's what
Sure.
that's how I understood it from his own mouth, no less. But you were a little distracted. I think it was Wednesday because he was, I don't know, he was on some game show or something. What was he doing?
Yeah, he was like, I think he was complaining to his coworkers about how there's a bunch of problems that they started like 50 years ago, and they still haven't solved them.
You know what?
Crazy.
Okay, so you know what? All I saw in the news about that the following day, the very first things that were really hitting, historical day, historical
Oh
moment,
yeah, because there's the two
historical
women standing behind
moment,
the yeah
historical.
the two
Fuck you.
worst women alive, pretty much, other than maybe Hillary.
Jesus. You know what it was like? You know what it felt like to me? It felt like those women that get pregnant and they act like they're the first woman to ever get pregnant. I
Like,
don't know if
who
you've
was the
ever
first one?
met. I don't know if you've ever met anyone like that. But literally, they think like I'm the first person to ever have a child. Like this is the. I don't know. Maybe they think
Dude,
it's the second coming.
how crazy would that be if you were like the first woman to ever have a child, and you're just like how blown would your mind be? You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, you're like, oh, feel kind of weird in my stomach. Like, this is weird. And then like your husband's like, hey, you're getting like kind of fat, you know. And then it starts kicking. The baby starts kicking, and you're like, what is that? What the hell is happening? And then you give birth, and you're like, what the fuck? It's like me, but it's like small. Why are
Uh,
my tits producing milk? I don't know. That would be insane. If you just had no idea what it was, what
right.
childbirth was, and then yeah,
Elfman says Teddy Roosevelt was the most president that's ever been.
he
I
was
have to
pretty
say,
president.
Teddy Roosevelt was very much president. I I might even go so far as to say, John, I think he would have grown a hell of a lot more beard in 1 week.
Probably.
Right?
He's also like 8 times the man that any of us are. So,
8? Is that all
oh
you're
yeah,
giving him?
easily.
I well, okay, all right. I'm just gonna put it out there real quick before we continue talking about Sleepy Joe. Um, Teddy Roosevelt versus Chuck Norris. Go.
Ooh, pretty sure as soon as they like one of them grabbed the other one, I'm pretty sure that's when space time just gets ripped apart. I'm not sure that there's a conclusion to that.
I'll put it out there to the
I'm
audience.
not sure that they're both allowed to exist in the same timeline, even.
Teddy
Yeah.
Roosevelt versus Chuck Norris. Go. Who wins? Let's hear it. TR or
Ooh, we have a
CN?
TR. We have a
Elephant Man says
TR.
Teddy would have won that one. All right, we've got Elephant Man chiming in. Teddy Roosevelt versus Chuck Norris. Who wins? Remember, for what they were worth, there would have been Secret Service around Teddy Roosevelt. He did have that in his back pocket too.
Did he? Did
It's
they
like a
have Secret Service at that point? I guess they would have.
maybe
Maybe.
I would think
Let's find out.
Secret Service. How old are they? Did they go back to TR? Maybe not. He
I know
probably
that
would have
they.
been like, I don't need any Secret Service anyway. He'd just shoot him in the face
Secret
with his winning charm and.
Service protection. During the Roosevelt. Okay, yeah. Was guarded by at least 2 Secret Servicemen. So yeah. Which president was it? Uh, there was one of them.
Ed needs a clarification. Please go ahead, Ed. Elephant Man says Teddy Roosevelt once killed a bullet.
Yeah.
What is that in reference to?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, you said yeah, like you knew. You just say yes to everything and act like you know everything, don't you?
Yeah.
Or what are you looking up? How old the Secret Service is?
No. Um.
Are you looking at porn?
Yeah. You were boring. What are you gonna do?
Did
No, it
Teddy
wasn't
Roosevelt
Reagan.
have Christy Brinkley and a total home fitness system? No, he did not. But he had a
Christy
big fucking
Brinkley.
gun and a healthy attitude about using it.
Uh,
Teddy Roosevelt would kill Chuck Norris and convince Chuck Norris that it was good for him before it was over. I'm
yeah,
just
there was.
saying.
All right, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go to the chat for this one because I cannot remember the president's name. But there was a president that was so badass that there was an assassin who tried to take him out, and he ended up beating the shit out of the assassin so much so that the Secret Service had to pull him off of the assassin rather than harming the assassin. So they had to protect the assassin from the president.
Oh, Elfman says Roosevelt was shot in the chest and then gave an hour speech.
Oh yeah, yeah, that definitely happened. Yeah.
Why was he shot in the chest? Someone tried to kill him?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what happens.
Before he went to the doctor, he gave.
Yeah.
Did we get that on tape? Did anybody record it? Damn. Did they have recording stuff then?
Let me see.
Look at you. You're like Captain Research tonight.
I know.
But actually, getting back to less than Roosevelt. Um,
Actually, I don't know if you know this, but Chairman Biden is not only the most president, but he is also the most popular president ever elected, and was elected completely fairly by everybody. He got 100% vote. There is actually audio recording of him. Indeed.
Elephant Man says that Andrew, maybe you're referencing Andrew Jackson, the assassin. He says that's who beat the
Yes, that's
assassin
exact. That's who it
with a
was. Yeah,
cane.
yeah, yeah. Yep, that's who I was referring to. Yeah, that's badass, dude.
He didn't do it. It's self defense. Self defense.
Oh no, he was totally in the right. It's
Self
just
defense.
hilarious that like the Secret Service had to protect the assassin from the president rather than the other way around.
They just wanted to make sure there was a witness.
Right. He's like, "Can I get a witness?"
It's got to be a witness.
Um,
But one of the things that's being talked about is the greatly decreased viewership of the State of the Union this this past week.
did, yeah, it happened.
I mean, like to the tune of like 11.6 million viewers watched Biden versus 43 million watching the last State of the Union by Donald Trump. Um, or maybe that was his first State of the Union. I'd have to look back again and reference that. But is that because of it's not? I don't know. They keep saying the poll. He's up in the polls. He's in the 60 percentile in the polls, but I
It's
don't know
really
how
not.
true that is.
Yeah, that's like CNN polls. That's not
Well, I
like.
mean, they're not the only person. They're not the only
Let's
resource.
find out. Let's research. Um,
Find out where he stands in the approval polls. AP is
oh shit.
wow. Why
Yeah,
do
that
you
was
keep
loud.
Why do you
He
keep
was already. He
showing
was
them
already
your
in here.
face? Cover that face up.
He was already in here. All right, let me let the dog out real quick.
Well, now we know who let the dogs out. See, because that's a thing. But I don't know. Does he even remember what he's looking up? Do I remember what he's looking up? But no, the viewership was extremely low, and I don't know that it was his fault. So, do you remember what you were looking up, John?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
What were you looking
Looking
up?
up. I'm looking up the polls to
The
see
polls,
if
his
Biden.
approval rating.
Yeah. Um.
I mean, they're going to sell him high. He's got to be having a great approval rating because of all that free money. Think about it.
Yeah. True. That's probably true.
I mean, it stands to reason he's going to have a great approval rating in many
Okay.
polls.
Yeah. 538 is supposed to be pretty good. Uh. No, he's at about 53.9. So about 54%.
Oh, see, that's all that matters. He's in the upper 50 percentile. See,
Yeah.
but
The only
now
one who has him at 60 is Morning Consultant. Has him at 60. So does Harris X. I'm not sure what that is. Barack Obama at this time was at 51%.
mhm.
Bush was at 50.1. Wow. Donald Trump was at 41.9% at this time. Bill Clinton was actually at 62% at this time.
Bill Clinton was a lot more popular than people gave him credit for, to be honest with you.
Reagan was at 62% at this time. That's pretty crazy. No one likes Jimmy Carter. He's down at like 33%. Jimmy Carter.
So
Yeah.
if you had to think of like what you think would be a primary factor in that low viewership, what do you think it would be?
Okay, so we have to look at the methodology, right? Like, uh, did they just take from television? Because like I watched it off of Twitter, right? So I don't know if they're like adding everything in together.
Oh, they would. Yes,
Okay,
they would take every source, like the amount of viewership from all the different sources, because they can track that,
right.
and that were watching it live. These would be
Yeah,
numbers of people that watched it when it was happening, and they can get figures on that pretty accurately. So when they say 11.6 million, there may be a little bit of margin of error, but at best 12 million people were watching him, and it's still a far cry from what Trump was pulling. Um,
right.
so, I think
I
there's a
think
pretty obvious reason why, but I want to see
yeah.
if you
I
got the
think
same
he's
conclusion.
yeah. It's because he's boring.
I don't think that's it. I think that's a little bit more of a cynical reason.
Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just because he's boring.
Is it possible that people are still politically weary and don't want to tune in for that? Like, even the Oscars. Like, look at the Oscars. The Oscars had phenomenally low viewership this year versus previous
Yeah.
years. Like a 50% decline, if not more, in viewership when those when they aired that. Um, and a lot of people were just complaining that it was a complete snooze fest anyway because it was a different type of format, of course, for social distancing. Blah blah blah. They tried to make it like a fireside chat kind of thing. I don't
Hmm.
know. It was really fucking weird. Um, but but no, I mean, is it, people didn't want to hear celebrities talking about themselves and politics and bullshit like that. Didn't watch that. But, is it possible a lot of people just don't want to hear about politics right now? They want to tune out from it.
Hmm.
Even want to tune out from the news, the mainstream media. I mean, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
because I want to impress upon you how how interesting it is that of all these killings that we've had in the last 3+ weeks, right?
Hmm.
We've had how many black people have been up in the media and how many mass killings, but the 5 minute window of notice has shrunk. How long have any of those stayed in the like? I'm going through
Yeah,
my
not
news
long.
feed. I'm going through my news feed today. Nothing. I'm not seeing anything about Micaiah Bryant. I'm not seeing anything. One article kind of referenced the George Floyd protests and said something basically something stupid in reference to it. It was like these last few weeks there have been protests and riots about and like these last few weeks you're writing this on in April, the end of April 2021. These last few weeks, dude,
Mm.
that was last summer. That was, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, where these last few weeks? But like the news cycle on these things has been like minuscule, like very quick, and even what should be more social outcry, even that is not as noisy. Is
hmm,
is the money? Is all of this action towards fixing these social issues and addressing them? Is that having an impact? Is that calming people down a little?
no, no, I don't. I don't think anyone's calming down. I think it's just fatigue. In fact, the journalists have written about this. COVID fatigue. Like they're sick of just hearing about it all the time, right? They're sick of worrying about it all the time, so they just kind of tune out. I think it's the same thing with this woke stuff. I think it's just been pushed way too much that people are just sick of seeing it, and so they choose to try and not. They're trying to, get away from it. I guess to tune out of it.
Well, has anything been decided in Arizona yet? Are they
I
still?
don't know. I haven't heard anything about Arizona. Let's find out.
Nothing's
Let's
been announced.
research.
Nothing's been announced on that. Any final word on
Um,
that? Do you think that this fatigue is going to be enough that it won't carry enough steam to?
no, I don't think it will. Fact check. So you know it's right. No evidence election audit in Maricopa County has found widespread voter fraud. I guess widespread election fraud. See, I like how they use that word. They always make sure to use widespread voter fraud.
Right. Well, that's what they because that's what the accusations were
Right.
consistently
But
from
it
Trump
was
was that there was widespread voter fraud, and
right.
Giuliani, everybody on his in his court was preaching that same thing. So of course, that's going to be the key word that they're going to use to really slam it home that Trump was wrong, right? I mean, it's important in the narrative that you use those same terms to shoot back.
Antifa fears UV lights with the group running Arizona GOP's election audit tried to keep secret. What the fuck? NBC News from eight as of 8 hours ago. Jesus, I can't talk tonight, dude. I'm all yeah.
It's hard to talk without the beard.
Yeah, I'm serious, dude. I've been like stumbling over my words way more without the beard.
It's it's
I
it's
think it's a
agony. I
confidence
know.
thing. I think it's a
It's
confidence thing. I just
whoa,
lost my confidence. Yeah.
no way. Should we call you Samson?
Yeah. The beard gives me my strength. Without it, I'm weak.
So if you ever
This
become
is my
an
beard. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
if you
Without
ever bec
me, my beard is nothing.
if
Without
you
my beard, I am nothing.
so if you become an anarchist warlord, the easiest way to defeat you is to shave your beard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Fucking talk about exposing your Achilles heel.
Well, I
Good
mean, you'd have to get
lord.
close enough. You know, if I get the beard thick enough, it's big enough, you will never get close enough to be able to shave it off.
A bottle and a half of Slade and it won't matter.
Slain, you mean?
That's what I said. Slain, Slade, it doesn't
See,
matter.
no, you wouldn't even know what to get, so it doesn't matter.
You'll drink it anyway. You're like, no, this is the wrong stuff, but I'll drink it anyway.
Well, I mean, I don't want to wait. I don't want to be
You're right. You
wasteful.
don't want to waste it. You don't want to be
Right.
rude. You don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to do any of those things that might save
Yeah.
your beard.
Right. And then
No,
then you try to put the clippers through it, and it just like the clippers break off. Start,
Elfin Ben says, "No, you're Delilah."
Wow. I know I do look like a fat lesbian now.
um, but no,
But I guess I did technically Delilah myself by shaving my own beard.
I don't know, man. It's weird. It is like the mainstream media is really shortening the window on these things. Now, I will say that they're throwing a lot of distractionary stuff out there for the fatigued mainstream media mind, right? The politically fatigued, the crisis fatigued mind, and I mean, because there's still tons of articles coming out, but it's all it's all sorts of wackadoodle shit, just like this TikTok or that, or this something or this something. Not even and maybe hinting around social issues. I told you about the McDonald's thing. Like that's big news, right? Now
Yeah.
to where it's making making my mainstream news feed. The
Hmm.
McDonald's is giving away free McFlurries to apologize for the necessary way their spoons have to be made.
Right.
That people are dumb enough to think that it was a straw. Why in the fuck would
So
they put
first
a
of all,
straw in a goddamn
why
ice
wouldn't
cream
you?
dessert?
Why wouldn't you?
It's not a
If it
milkshake.
melts, if it starts melting, because it's been there, you just suck it right up. I think they should. I think they should just be like, you know what, you guys are right. We will make them straws from here on out. It'll still serve the same purpose.
It's.
It'll still do the same job. Just now it's more
Let
useful.
me ask you a question.
In fact, it will save them money because they have to use less materials because they just cut a hole, on the bottom of the like near where the top of the spoon part is, the actual bowl of the spoon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put it right there. That means less plastic that they're using to make it. Over time, that saves them money and
John,
gives it an extra function.
John, there's a reason why the McFlurry can't be drunk because it has big chunks of stuff mixed in it.
Not always, but it
So
can.
there,
Yeah.
that's why you would not even think about having a straw. It's like if I handed you a banana split and I handed you a straw with it.
Well, I'd eat the banana separately, obviously. Not separately as in like,
Well,
I'm
think
just saying
about
I
all the.
wouldn't like.
There's lots of other things on a banana split too that are chunky that won't go through a straw,
You're
John.
wrong about this, Robert.
No, I'm
I
not.
think I
I,
think that we should not accept McDonald's
you know
apology
who?
until they make it a straw.
You know what? Would you expect a straw with a blizzard?
Sure. I don't know.
No.
Why not?
Would
I
you
expect
expect a
straws
straw with a
everywhere.
blizzard? How would you? How do you eat a blizzard?
I don't know. I don't eat
A
blizzards.
McFlurry is a blizzard under a different name. It's all
Okay, I
it
don't
is.
eat McFlurries either, so I don't know.
People were dumbasses and thought there was a straw in their fucking. I never made that mistake.
I definitely did.
Did you really? You sucked on
I
the
absolutely
fucking
did.
spoon and the McFlurry?
I
Oh,
absolutely did. Yeah.
oh my god. Now, in my defense, part of that is because I actually watch them when they make my food as much as I can. So I knew that the spoon was just an attachment for the mixer, right? So I don't know. Maybe I saw that and realized that there's no that, but there's also the rationale. You wouldn't give a fucking straw with it, and what
I
kind of
would think that you would.
moron? Were you shaved at the time that you tried?
I was too young to have a beard at the
So
time.
that could explain a lot.
Yeah,
The beard would protect you from that kind of stupidity, I
it's
think.
true. I think I have lost like 80 IQ points since I
Sully
shaved.
says, to be fair, that audit won't change anything. If someone
Ooh,
believes the election was legitimate, they still will. Correct. Uh, the
somebody's calling
audit
you out.
might cause future reforms, but yeah,
Right.
look at what future reforms are doing. Reforms are doing to not future reforms, but current reforms are doing in
Oh
Georgia.
my God. Look
Makes
what they're
Georgia
doing here in Florida. Doing
makes
the same thing
everywhere
in
fun,
Florida.
doesn't it?
I'm seeing that one of our congresswomen, Stephanie Murphy is her name. She's talking about how like it's going to be disenfranchising voters. It's like it's stripping people of their right to vote. Do it like these voter laws. Like no, it's you have to show your ID to get a mail-in ballot. You have to request them every time you want to vote, as opposed to them just being sent to you automatically. Like you have to, request them. That's not that's not taking anyone's right to vote away. Like I'm sorry, it's not.
Sully says Sully's yelling at me.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. He's calling you out.
yeah, I actually will compare Blizzard to McFlurry only from the standpoint that the McFlurry is a knockoff of the Blizzard, so you would expect that it would
Oh,
be.
so hang on. So whenever I haven't lived in a place like this, but you used to live in a place that snowed a lot, right? When they're on the news and they're talking about flurries, do they mean a blizzard? When they're talking about blizzard, is that just like, oh, there's flurries outside? No. So why would a McFlurry be the same thing as a blizzard? That doesn't
Uh,
make any sense.
because
No,
it's a McFlurry. That
doesn't matter.
increases the flurry to Blizzard standards in their mind,
Is that what you
right?
think?
Once it's golden arches are involved, the Mick, it's all over.
I don't think so. I think
Just
you're wrong about
saying.
this.
It has failed them. The McDLT didn't last forever. Sorry,
It doesn't
guys.
matter anyway because
But
their McFlurry machine's always broken.
look what
Their
it
ice
did
cream
for the
machine.
McRib.
Oh my God, I can't believe. It's funny. Like I know the McRib is shitty, but I still get one every time it comes about. Just because like I always forget that it's shitty until I eat it again, and I'm like, oh yeah, this sucks. Why did I do that? And then I buy another one the next time. The next time they're around. So it's like, I don't know, man. They got me. I don't
Well,
get it. And especially because even though right now I'm saying that it's shitty and I know that it's shitty, next time they come out with it, I'm gonna be buying one. I'm sure, because I'm gonna forget that it's shitty.
look, I have the same issue in a slightly different way. I like Burger King every once in a while, right?
Mm, okay.
But the closest Burger King to me, always, not sometimes, not most of the time, always fuck my order up. But
Oh
it's the
yeah,
closest Burger King to me. And
might
I
be worth
keep
the
thinking
drive.
they've got to get it right some point.
Right? Statistically, they should get it right, just accidentally.
Right?
Like,
Right?
right?
Like the chances are that they're going to stumble on the right order at the right time at
Right.
some point. Out of all the times and I'm talking living in this area near this Burger King for multiple years.
Right.
Multiple years. With a break in between, right? Out of the area for a long time, for a handful of years, and back in. Still fucking my order up every time I get it from. Still fucking my order up, John. Uh, Sully says he went to BK yesterday. Every time I eat it, I think, why do I do this? Exactly. Why
Right.
do you do this? And it's simple. Because you're human. You're human.
Yeah.
It's all it is, you know. And you want to destroy yourself. That's part of being human.
Ooh. He says they were cash only and took forever to acknowledge that he was even there ready to order. Yeah, see, that's the first sign. As soon as they're not acknowledging you right away, you just leave because they are not going to get your order right. It's going to be shitty. It's going to be like the buns are going to be stale. The fries are going to be all fucked up. No, don't even put yourself through it.
Now I'm going to put this out there. Were there menu boards that you could order from in the lobby versus getting it from a cashier? Because
Well,
they are automating the fuck out of the McDonald's and Burger Kings now and other fast food places, to where you don't necessarily ever run into anybody. You might run into an expediter, but not an actual cashier. They're like, here,
right.
order from the terminal.
Hmm.
Uh,
There.
Elfman says, I love Whoppers, but the liquid smoke they put in there gives me bad. I don't know if they put anything like liquid smoke in the burger. I think maybe they add a little. I don't know if they started doing that. Used to be they literally were just flame broiled to where it's. But now that smoky flavor is kind of it's a char. It's char. I'm sorry. It's because the flame broiling process. Because I used to work at Burger King back in the day, but the flame broiling process puts those things like in the flame to where you are getting a char on the beef that does give it that over smoked flavor, or used to. Now they may have changed the process to where they're actually adding it in. If I don't know, I've never really paid attention anymore because it's I try to tune out what I'm eating when I'm eating it, as I do with most fast food. It's it's like I'm just feeding an urge here. I just need the taste of the Whopper and gone. But now, I I've been cured of the Big Mac. The same thing with the Big Mac. That burger is a piece of shit these days, and I don't care if McDonald's hears me say it or not. Your Big Mac sucks now.
Ooh,
The
I'm
present day
telling
Big Mac is,
them.
man. I used to love. We had the glasses when I was a kid. That told how the Big Mac was made, all the ingredients: 2 LB patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, sesame seed bun, in like multiple languages on the glass. It was the coolest thing, and I loved the Big Mac. It was a nice big burger, and it was just all like, oh, holy shit, it's a Big Mac, and
Hmm.
and I love the special sauce. Although we really know what it is, just FYI. But
What is
now,
it?
now it's like a little fucking hockey puck. It's like
Yeah.
I keep giving them a chance at different McDonald's.
Oh,
I won't order a Big Mac the same from the same place twice usually. Give them a chance, see
right.
if they've got some, if they're doing. No, it's all the same. The meat's shit. It's all good.
Well, yeah, they're getting it all from the space. It's not like they're getting it from different distributors or something. Right? They're all the same. They're all coming from the same, I don't know, factory, I
I'll tell
guess.
you. I'll tell you what killed McDonald's when they stopped being able to use worm and horse meat in their burgers.
Gross.
They can't get the flavor back with just pure beef, which
I
is
mean,
far
horse
more
meat is fine,
expensive.
whatever, but
It's just more
wings.
expensive. That's yeah. But I have to agree with Sully Blue. Five Guys. Yeah, Checkers here is a little bit over. They're not all that great.
Yeah,
They're too.
Checkers is good.
They're a little.
No, Checkers is fantastic. I can't do Five Guys anymore though. It's just way too oily. Like it's just way too greasy.
Really,
Yeah,
because they should
yeah,
be. They cook them on
and
a
the
grill that
obviously
should
and the
drain all the grease
fries.
from it. The fries. Mm.
It's the peanut oil and the fries. Yeah, especially the fries. I don't. They don't taste that good, and they give you a shitload of them, like way too much. Like, you can order a small, and two people can eat the fries. Like it's way too
Well, I
much. I
have
don't
to
like it.
say,
I'm not
I
doing it
have to
anymore.
say, they're the right fry for the burgers, in my opinion.
Oh,
And I do, I also
sure.
love the fact that they give you so many because my wife and I order a large fry, and there's more than enough for the two of us. But see, they source their potatoes from American growers specifically, and
Yeah,
and they
which is
support those
cool.
farms by
I'm
announcing,
down.
where they're cooking the potatoes from that day, et cetera, et cetera. I like a company
Hmm.
that focuses on, for want of a better term, local manufacturing right here within the United States. Granted, it's potatoes, Where else are you going to get them? I'm sure there are other places though. I don't know. Does Ireland grow potatoes?
Uh, yeah, absolutely.
Do they
Yeah, they
export
do.
them?
It is original Peruvian. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Sully
Let's
Blue
see.
says a large fry is half a
Let's
potato farm.
research.
It is. I often want to go in there and just buy a big sack of their potatoes. So I'm like, can I just buy a bag of potatoes? I think they'll sell them to you.
That's funny. So, if you type into Google, does Ireland X, and then you put the T, you put a T, it says, oh no, you should just put X, EX, it'll say, does Ireland extradite to the US?
Nice.
Somebody's trying to, somebody's trying to get out of here. Somebody's
Well,
trying to
no, I
escape a
think it's
felony.
more. I think it's
Um,
more. Right?
they actually, yeah, 33 billion, euros of potatoes exported to the US. It's a
Wow.
fucking lot.
Wow.
Yeah. They also imported 72,000 tons for some reason. I don't
How
know.
much?
But yeah, biggest
Oh, well, they import probably.
72,000 tons,
They probably specialty potatoes that they don't grow there.
maybe.
Yeah, you can't
Maybe.
get a Yukon Gold in Ireland, I guess, maybe, or a
Well, that's
Peruvian,
probably fair.
the purple Peruvian potatoes and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
But
33 billion euros of
so,
exports to the
so more
US.
props to Five Guys for making sure and sourcing from within the United States and supporting growers here.
Whew.
If you don't like the grease, John, fuck you. Support your local farmers.
Support these nuts.
Hey, you know what? Fine. We'll have them replace their French fries with waffle fries.
Oh my God. That makes me even less likely to go to
Right there,
there.
you
Why would
go.
I? No.
Hey, have you tried their
Fuck
hot
that. Waffle
dogs?
fries are an abomination. I
If
have not.
you should try a hot dog from it. They grill their hot dogs, which is really nice. They've got
That
good
is
hot
nice.
dogs at Five Guys.
Okay.
That might be the
Sure, give
solution
that a
for your
shot.
greasiness. Although it is a hot dog, you know how that can be.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but you can. The other thing is like you can ask them to line the bag with napkins before they put the fries in, and they will, and it'll absorb a lot of the oil out of the fries for you.
Oh yeah. True.
Oh, and the other way to counteract that, what do you think all that vinegar's sitting there for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't go inside.
What?
No, I mean, I have gone inside before,
Oh, that's
but
right. You're one of you don't.
usually
Yeah.
I would Uber Eats it, but I haven't done that in a while.
You're so
Obviously,
pathetic. So
whatever.
pathetic. But anyway, no, they have the malt vinegar there for dipping the fries in. That's how you address the oil with French fries,
Aha.
like you do in a fish and chips and stuff, right? Is you have some malt
Sure.
vinegar there, and that malt vinegar, a lot of people don't like it though. But if you don't mind the taste of it, because it's pretty fucking good if you ask me. Dip those fries in it, yeah, it'll solve your problem, John. Have a hot dog with some fries, you'll be good to
Mm,
go. Just don't get their Cajun fries. I don't recommend it.
no. Okay.
I like Cajun fries, but they put way too much of it on there.
Oh yeah.
Way too much.
You know what's
You gotta
yeah.
ask for
Oh,
super light.
kind of like those the boiled peanuts that we used to get. There was like way too much of the Cajun, so you had to like offset it with the normal. Those were good, man. I miss those boiled peanuts. I want them now. I want boiled peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Shit
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
They're good for gas production.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah.
certainly are. Well, that's where we got them at a gas station.
You know what though, John? I'm just gonna put this out there. You know what I'm gonna do whenever we have this land is I'm gonna set me up a fire pit and I'm gonna have myself a big old pot that I can boil peanuts in because
Hell,
they stink like hell
yes.
when you boil them
Yeah.
for a lot of people. You do it outside,
Mm-hmm.
and I can boil up a big old batch of hot
Oh,
boiled peanuts,
dude.
and we might even sell them at our little stand at the side of the road.
You fucking should. Yeah.
Right? Boiled peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Boiled peanuts. I don't know if we can sell. I don't know if we can sell processed food as something.
If you're not allowed to sell them, just give them out free.
Mm,
And while people are sitting there, like a few of them, right? Now you don't give them like a big, don't give them a big cup of them, but give them a couple. Like here, take some boiled peanuts. Have a look at what else we have. You know what I mean? A little
well, I
way to
will.
get people to kind of hang out.
we are going to be on the side. We are going to be on the side of a state four-way state highway too. So, like that's what we're So
Yeah,
and most of those people are traveling 50 something miles an hour and plus. But
they'll stop. They'll stop.
yeah, fortunately traffic's not so bad or anything that we can't get out and get in and stuff. So,
Yeah,
who knows? But I plan on being able to boil some peanuts. I do like me some boiled peanuts.
love them.
Because
Yeah.
you get the right raw peanuts and they cheap, brother.
Hmm.
Oh, but
So good.
did we digress? Were we
I think we
talking about?
digressed a little bit.
I
We were
think we
talking
digressed.
originally about Joe Biden. We got bored of that, as people typically do, and we started talking about food,
Well,
McFlurries and whatnot.
it's interesting that there's really not a lot to talk with, because really everything right now is just about
Well,
how much money he can
I
spend.
mean, there's that, but there's also the two things that he's now pushing quite a lot, which is the no amendment is absolute, which is extremely terrifying and very authoritarian to say. And the we the people means the government.
Oh,
That's
he's
another thing
well,
that he said during the State of the Union. That when we say we the people, that means the government.
well. Is he referring to that in a representative way? By
I
saying that,
mean,
like the
yeah, that's
people are
probably the most
represented by as in the government.
that's probably the most charitable way of looking at it. But I don't think that most people see themselves as being represented.
And what was the other thing you said he said?
That no amendment is absolute.
No, that's absolutely true. No amendment
Yeah,
is
but it's not
absolute.
though.
Well,
I
I don't
mean,
know. What if
so
we let's look at amendments that gave the right to women to vote, right?
right, that's not absolute, right? That's
Right?
according to you, that's not absolute. According to him, that's not absolute.
Right.
So they shouldn't
So,
have the right to vote. Same with
so,
slavery, right? We should be able to own people because no amendment's
what
absolute.
amendment was it that abolished another amendment?
Uh, I
19?
can't. No, 19th
No,
is the one that gave the women to vote. But
that
you're
was
talking. I
when.
know what you're talking about. The one that repealed the abolition of. Oh no, it repealed prohibition of
Right.
alcohol. That's what I was thinking. Not
So
abolition, prohibition.
and that's the thing. I mean, that is that is where he's correct. No amendment is absolute if it can be removed from the Constitution through another
Well,
amendment.
the Bill of Rights can't be. Those cannot be repealed, and those
No, they
are.
can't be.
That's what he's referring to
But
with the
even
Second
those,
Amendment.
but even
That's what
those
he's
have been proven not to be absolute.
right. Well, no, I'm not saying that they are. Obviously, they're not. What
Right.
I'm saying is that he's continually, as in, I can do whatever I want
Mm,
because these things are not absolute. So it's like, yeah, we can keep adding on, we can keep infringing on them because they're not absolute. That's what he's saying.
is it possible that in his own Joe Biden way, what he was trying to say is that they're not black and white,
So, firstly,
or do you think it was more the authoritarian?
well, I think it's more the authoritarian. It's a justification for him to say, yeah, we can infringe on your rights because they're not absolute. It's like it's a refutation to, hey, this is the Second Amendment. You need to, respect that. And he's saying, well, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to do what I want. Uh, and the other thing I was going to say, oh fuck, now I forgot what it was. But fuck, god damn it. Oh well, just move on.
Yeah, I was asking if he might have intended that it meant they weren't black and white versus the other. I don't know if that will help
No,
remind you.
no.
But it's one of those things. Joe Biden doesn't use. I don't think he uses the best word to say what he's thinking
Oh,
sometimes.
that was the other thing.
What?
Is there's no way in hell anyone would have been that charitable to Trump if he said the same thing.
Oh, of
Like,
course not.
yeah, there's no way that would be taken in the most charitable way. That would have been taken in the absolute least charitable way.
Sure.
That he's saying
And
he can do whatever he wants and he can just, stamp on the Constitution. Then, of course, the leftists would become constitutionalists again, when it was convenient. I
well,
miss
I
that.
mean,
I miss
but
that.
but
I really do.
is there enough outrage on from Republicans about him saying
No, of
that?
course not. Ted Cruz is still fucking worrying about the court packing.
Right.
Shit, that's not gonna happen. Like,
Right.
he's still worrying about that. It's like, dude, like, fucking do something that matters. God damn it.
Because
Do
they
something that matters.
and that's I don't know. Worst case scenario, it's just him owning what the government has been proving for
Yeah,
decades.
he's saying the quiet part out loud.
Right,
Right. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, isn't that better transparency than saying
No.
no? The government doesn't have that power, yet they still continue
Um.
to wield that power.
I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess it's better that it's out there. I just don't like how many people are defending it, and how many people are agreeing with it.
And
You would think that like that kind of thing comes out, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're just gonna kind of do whatever we want. That like that would be a universal, unifying thing that everyone would be like, no, that's fucked up. But then of course you got people who are actually gonna be defending it because it's not affecting them yet.
well, but the Constitution itself, you know, establishes that in its own way as well by saying that amendments can be made to the Constitution, even amending those first 10. Like amendments can be made addressing the first 10, even if they can't be removed or done away with. But amendments can be made surrounding them, right? And that was a function set up by the Constitution.
Right, but again, the Bill of Rights is not able to be changed. Those are locked in.
Well,
That's what we're talking about, though.
so
We're
we
talking
don't
about the
have
Second
any
Amendment
no
specifically.
none of the amendments that have followed after have tweaked or laterally affected any of the first 10 Bill of Rights.
I don't know.
I'd have to look at them and see
Yeah, I'd have to
I
pull up a
think
list
that
of them.
there's the functionality to at least amend and evolve those, but I may be wrong. Maybe they
Okay,
can't be
let's see.
amended.
No, another Bill of Rights can't be amended. Um, but of course, that's where they're always like,
But
it's an
that's why I say,
amendment for a
like,
reason. It's
right?
like, fuck you,
I
fucking
may not
ass
have
up.
changed the color of the drapes, but I did put another color of drapes in front of them, so you can't really see them, right?
Hmm.
That kind of thing. I don't know why I referenced drapes.
Maybe because they're getting new drapes. I don't know.
No, no, no.
Make states immune from suits from out-of-state citizens and foreigners not living within the state borders. Lays the foundation of state sovereignty immunity. That would be the 11th Amendment.
Oh, you're
Um,
going through the amendments.
yeah,
Um, but
this is pretty
I don't know.
straightforward.
I mean, I get it. I get the impact of what he said. Um, I just, I don't know. Is is Joe that authoritarian? Do you think he is,
I don't know. I don't think it's
or is it
necessary.
the pressure behind him to be more
Yeah,
authoritarian?
yeah. Maybe he is, but I don't think that he's there enough. He's not like together enough to like do anything. It's obviously it's the Democratic platform to be authoritarian, right? That's what Democrats run on is we're going to be authoritarian, and he's just part of that machine that's pushing through. He's just another cog in that machine that's pushing through,
Right. Do presidents
all
have
of
to have any
government.
kind of psych evaluation before once they're president,
The
or
only qualification is age. You have to be older than 35. Oh, and
in health?
a naturally born American citizen as well.
But don't they usually update the health of the president? They just do physical health. They don't really check mental health, do they?
They
To see if
probably
you're fit
do.
for duty?
They probably do. I don't know. But yeah, there's no. I mean, even if he wasn't, I don't know. I guess. Hey, what was that amendment that does? Isn't there one? Uh, Responding to presidential disabilities. Yeah, the 25th Amendment is the one. If he's not fit, he's deemed not fit for duty.
No,
But it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like
The
a.
device can throw him
Yeah.
out.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, is that the ace that they're holding in their pocket? Like, okay, it's time for a psych eval, Joe. Come on, Grandpa. Let's let's go see if you're firing on all pistons. Uh, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's even, like the things that he's doing are not getting a lot of attention. Like it's there, but it doesn't. Even these things aren't staying in the news cycle long, right? Most of the time. anything political is around the stimulus checks still. You know, oh, this one came out, and they're really hyping up the next potential round and the
Really?
next
Because
monies that are going to be
hmm,
given out. This is a focus about the
Forbes
money.
Forbes seems to think that it's very unlikely that a fourth stimulus check will happen.
Right.
That's at least as per an article I read a few days ago on it.
Well, and they have said that they would expect that it may not go through because of both Republican and Democratic pushback on
Right.
more. However, they're finding other ways to do it as well,
Hmm.
though. I mean, he did sign off on 4 years of increased earned income credit, and also,
Mm.
well, one earned income credit or the child tax credit. I forget which one was signed off for 4 years, and the other one they're trying to put in permanently as a permanent payout that would happen on a stipend. But so they're going to find ways to do it that are logical and make sense, right? And the idea is, putting those tax dollars to work, putting it back in the pockets of people, right? What's
Right.
interesting is that the tax dollars that are being used are not tax dollars that those people are paying in, right? It's like everybody who does wind up paying taxes, right? Like for you, a guy that usually breaks even at the end of the year,
Yeah.
all of your taxes are going to be going to take care of children,
Hmm.
for the next however long, right?
Yep.
Children that you don't have. And the only way to combat that
Is to have
and get your
children.
peace back is to have some kids.
Let's do it. Having kids to own the feds.
I mean, it's surprising to me at what point we've gotten to as far as just literally how much kids can make an impact on how much tax you do pay. Like you
Yeah.
can literally rob the bank on taxes by having one or two kids.
Nice.
That's the way to get away from paying taxes.
Just
That's
keep
your
having
perfect
kids.
libertarian
Have all the kids.
place. They won't steal your money anymore, John. They won't
That's
steal
right.
your money anymore.
So you have a bunch of kids, and then they can work the land, and while you're collecting on their bodies,
Right.
taxes, collecting that
Right.
badass, dude. So they can make your food, like literally growing your food. You can teach one or two of them to cook, and
Right.
then yeah, they can just take care of you completely. That sounds pretty good.
Uh, Elephant Man says giving away money to people is not logical, but remember this, Elephant Man. It will always be logical to families who are trying to raise kids if you tell them that the money they're being given is to support those kids, and that we're ending childhood poverty. We're driving those numbers down. That's the logical sense that it'll make to people where they say, okay, keep sending me the money. Keep printing that money.
Mm-hmm.
And prices be damned, economy be damned. That makes logical sense because I'm trying to raise these kids. And childcare is expensive, having to do this and that, and it's all expensive. I mean, it's a price tag to raise a kid to 18 years old. It really
Oh
is,
yeah.
right? So it's going to make a lot of good sense to folks, especially these folks. Dude, we had new neighbors move in 2 houses down from us, and these folks can't be much in their at best early 30s. 8 kids, 8 kids.
A lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
8 kids they've got in a 3-bedroom house. No less. I'm like trying to
Yeah.
figure that out. But
And his wife must have like a slip and slide down there.
um,
Jesus.
but yeah, so but you think about that. I mean, interesting. Somebody like them having 8 kids, they're potentially based off the ages of their kids. They're potentially looking at 1,200 plus another 1,000, $2,400, $2,200 a month just for kid stipends, and
Yeah.
that's just off the child tax credit.
Did you say stipends?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Uh, But that's just off the child tax credit. If you roll in the earned income credit that could go along with that, I mean, you could be talking like anywhere $3,000 to $4,000 a month coming in
That's a lot.
for
It's
a
good money.
household, right? I
Yeah,
mean, geez, how much
Jesus.
work do you have to do? You
That's a
getting
lot of. That's
paid
a
to
lot of
have
fucking.
kids?
That's a
Getting
lot of
paid?
fucking.
Yeah, you getting paid to have kids now. You thought the
Yeah.
welfare system was a thing? Hmm. Now, will they roll back welfare? Can you can you really keep selling those two things working at the same time?
I don't know. I couldn't. I wouldn't want either of those things to work, but that would have to involve a lot of other things going away as well, such as government.
I
So.
mean, um, if you start rolling back the welfare system, though, immediately that's going to be a racist thing. It's going to be called racism, right? It's going to disproportionately affect minorities, and therefore be bad. Biden rolling. He's getting rid of menthol cigarettes,
Yeah, that's right. He's banning everything black.
and they're
That's
saying
true.
that's racist, right?
No, who's saying that? Are they really saying that?
it's going to
Hmm.
disproportionately affect African Americans by getting
So
rid
that's
of the
interesting.
menthols.
I thought they would be on the side of that. I thought they would be like Biden good, you know, Biden man good.
I I I
Hmm.
would I can't believe nobody's hollering. Wait, isn't that stereotypical to say that to make that allegation? Aren't
Well,
you
no, they're allowed to be
stereotyping black
stereotypical.
people?
They're allowed to be stereotypical when they're calling someone else racist. That's perfectly fine.
Fill in the ism in J. Edgar.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting the things that are going on, But of course, menthol is the gateway cigarette
Mental
to.
is just fucking awesome. So I don't know why they're being dicks like that.
I wonder if they're gonna get rid of my Crush cigarettes
Yeah, because
because I
I
don't want
mean,
to I don't like the regular menthols, the way they get the mentholatum in there, the way they do it. But
yeah,
the ones with just the little flavor, I'm gonna have to get myself some mentholatum stuff and just dip my filters in it or something.
probably.
Or oh, I know, I'll just quit smoking.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think
But no,
I'm gonna
but
quit
no.
when
If
we
you,
start homesteading.
I was gonna say, if you quit smoking after they ban menthol, then you're just letting them win.
I'll just grow my own menthol tobacco.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Do that.
My wife could figure out a way to cross hybridize tobacco with something else to get it a menthol flavor.
Or uh, cross it with the buttered popcorn plant. So it
I don't
just
want to
you
smoke buttered
taste.
popcorn
Why would
cigarettes,
you?
John.
How would you not want to smoke buttered popcorn cigarettes? How would you not? How is that not a
It's bad
fantastic
enough
idea?
smoking cigarettes at all, much
Oh,
less
so you're saying that
menthol,
they would be too
much less
delicious.
popcorn.
So yeah, you're saying that they would be too delicious that you
No,
would smoke them more because of how good they are.
that was one of the things with vaping. Like there would be all these flavors, and I tried lots of different stuff, but I would always just go back to a menthol, just something menthol. Forget all that flavor bullshit. Just give me menthol. And for any time that tried vaping, I gave it a try a few times, but it was polluting my lungs with too much liquid.
When I had the Juul, they used to have mint flavor, which was separate than menthol flavor.
Right,
The mint was awesome, and then of course they had to get rid of that because that was now banned.
right.
Everything was banned except for like the tobacco flavor and menthol, and that was it. That's all you're allowed to have for Juul, right? I'm sure you could buy your other stuff, but like, yeah, man, they've been coming after that shit forever.
Right.
Just like ban all the things. Yeah,
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
that's good.
If you look at cigarettes, for instance, if we knew then what we know now about cigarettes, right? How horrible it would become. They would have put a stop to it a long time ago. One might think, right?
I don't know why. Why wouldn't they
If
just
our
leave fucking
knowledge of
people
cigarette,
alone?
well, I would think that cigarettes wouldn't be a thing at this point in time if our knowledge then had been what it is now.
Right.
So I mean, when vaping, I can't say that vaping is safe in in any way, shape, or form long term. I wouldn't be willing to put a stamp on that at all. No matter how much they tell you that it's not doing anything negative, I think it's just not been tested long enough to find out exactly the long term repercussions of it. I mean, how long can you smoke before you start to face the ill effects of it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So, so vaping is very much the same to me, and it's like I don't know, your lungs aren't meant to have moisture in them anyway,
right.
and that's all I felt like I was putting in them, and I'm
But
like,
we
oh
also live in Florida, so they always have moisture in
no,
them.
yeah, it doesn't help, right?
Right. They're pretty much just drinking the air.
Yeah, I can't do that, but so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now, does that do you think that um, how long will that stand before the social injustice of it supersedes the desire to get rid of kids wanting to smoke because of
Oh, they
menthol?
don't care. Oh, they don't care that if it's racist or anything, or that it affects black people. They don't. They really don't care.
But that won't speak to the woke mentality that
Oh,
our
yeah,
this
a little
new
bit. I mean,
presidency is supposed to have.
oh no, I mean, this is for the greater good. It's fine.
Is it
Yeah, it's fine.
pissing off a lot of people is for the greater good?
Let's see. Menthol cigarettes. Let's see if we can find any articles that are saying like, yeah, NBC's "This is a victory." Anti-smoking advocates applaud FDA's move to ban cigarettes. New York Times: FDA announces plan, so it's a neutral one. FD the FDA vows not to target black smokers in menthol cigarette ban. What?
How,
So black people are allowed to smoke menthol, but no one else
whoa, whoa, whoa,
can.
whoa, 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 whoa!
No, obviously that's not the
What
case.
do they mean not target? How do you not?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's target because they're going to say it's targeting
Hang
everyone,
on. I gotta
right?
go to incognito to get around this.
The question is how many smokers are smoking menthol cigarettes? I mean, there's a lot of fucking
Oh,
people that smoke menthol cigarettes out there, no matter what race they are.
I mean, I preferred menthol when I did smoke.
Right.
So the FDA ban on menthol cigarettes will not be enforced against individual consumers, a move that will likely quell concerns about police aggressively targeting black neighborhoods or the possession of illegal cigarettes. Decided Thursday to move forward with the ban on menthol. So it's not even a law. I guess they're just allowed to ban things as they see fit. If they
Well,
are the FDA, so hang on. So they're an
this was pushed
unelected
by
and
the
unaccountable
administration.
body. They're an unelected and unaccountable body of people who get to decide what you get to put in your body or not.
Right.
Yeah, that's
The
fucking
FDA has been in
ridiculousness.
that position for a long time.
Yeah, that is absolutely horrible.
Um,
Absolutely ridiculous.
is it, John?
Because 85% of black smokers use menthol cigarettes, academic and civil rights leaders warned that such a ban could empower local law enforcement to target black people. And of course, they're capitalizing the B
Well,
in
I
black.
mean, but that's just saying it's pretty much saying it's okay for you to make back alley menthol cigarettes.
No, that's already not legal. You would already, in fact, they choke you out on the street corner if you're selling Lucy's out there. Remember who was that? I forget what. It was one of the black guys that got killed by police. That's how they got him.
Oh, it was
They
because he was selling back alley cigarettes.
he was selling Lucy's on the corner.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Now, I wonder if that's gonna target roll your own tobacco as well.
probably. I don't know.
Hmm.
Or those
Well,
tobacco stores that do it for you, that you like put the tobacco in the machine or whatever, and it rolls out a carton of them. You buy like a carton at a
man,
time for like 28 bucks. Remember that? I remember I used to get a carton for 25 bucks at this one place in Sanford. It was awesome.
how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that as soon as if they ban menthol cigarettes across the board, and you're not, how much you want to bet start seeing a lot more commercials for Vicks Vapor Rub
Why?
because they
Oh,
got to sell that
menthol.
menthol somewhere,
True. Out of the surplus menthol.
right?
Yeah.
Push Vapor Rub. Push vapor up. We need
Yeah.
you guys to sell this menthol shit. I'm just saying, think about it. Sully says I started on menthol back in the day. Now I like
I
my southern cuts.
I like Southern Cut as well. It's like the only non-menthol that I really like. Southern Cut's good.
It was always
Uh,
Camel, just regular Camel for me. I used to, my preference was always the non-filtered Camels,
hmm,
the old school shorty Camels, because
yeah.
that Turkish blend, it was just a
Hmm.
beautiful blend of tobacco. It actually had a good flavor for me. But
Right.
you can't get those anymore because you can't sell filterless cigarettes anymore.
Oh yeah, and Sully Blue said, "I know exactly what you're talking about, John. Cheap cigs. Yeah, and it was cool because you would go in there and they would ask you what you smoke, and they would try and blend the tobacco to make it like as
Hmm.
close to it as
Yes.
possible. And they would actually sit there and roll you like several cigarettes while you're sitting there for free. They'll
Hmm.
just roll them for you and be like, "All right, light this one up. Try it. Is it good? Do you need more of this, more of this?" And then you're like, "Okay, yeah." And they make the adjustment, roll you another one. Here you go.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
like,
told you about living in Zephyr Hills. That's what we would always do. I would. That's where we bought our cigarettes was
yeah,
through the roll your own
roll
places
your
like
own.
that,
Yeah.
and they would have these. They would build a blend for you. They had one that they would usually do. Camel was popular enough, and I'm like, does this blend, you know, do they'll blend, with the filterless,
Hmm.
and they're like, well, we can do some tweaks that'll make it a little more rich like that, and sure enough, and I'm like, damn, that's good. But you can find some of those places around here still in Orlando. Still, there's
Oh
a
yeah.
small handful of those places. If you look, you can find them where you can get some cigarettes rolled yourself.
Sweet.
But yeah, these places it was fun because they'd sit there and they'd be like, okay, well here they'd sit you down in a machine and they'd be like, okay, here's a box and everything, and you would sit there and they would dump the tobacco in and however many cartridges to load, and you'd sit there and gather them as they came out of the machine as it produced it. It was just you were like, so you didn't have to pay an employee to sit there and do it for you. You know, you could
Hmm.
pay more for some that were already rolled and cased up, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, remember I bought the little their pack that they give you, it's a hard
yeah.
yeah, like a hard case pack
I
thing.
still use one,
Oh yeah, yep,
hard cases and
this
stuff
one
like
right there.
that. But this is a hard case where you can just actually just throw the whole pack in as well.
Yeah.
And it's also got this nifty lighter right here. This is a USB, and it's on a it heats up on a coil
Oh, that's cool.
that actually attaches to the side of the case, and you can just
Yeah.
kind of carry that around with you and have
See,
your
I don't
lighter
know.
right there.
I'm a traditionalist, man. I like the Bic. I like that
Oh,
whooshy.
I always keep one of those on
Well, I
me.
know you got them around, yeah.
I mean, I always carry a lighter in my pocket anytime I'm leaving the house. I mean, that's just you always carry fire.
Of
That's
course. Always
basic
so.
necessity, right?
Yeah.
Always carry fire.
Yep.
Um, and a pocket knife. If you have a pocket knife, you don't leave
Of
it in your
course.
car. But Seawall's not here tonight to run him into the ground on
Yeah, we
that.
can't berate him about it.
But if you hear somebody say that they keep their pocket knife in the car, please
Yell at them.
berate them,
Yeah.
educate them, knife splain it to them.
Educate them by stabbing them. Like,
No,
say you wouldn't have got stabbed if you didn't if you
no,
had your knife
we
on you.
disavow, disavow, disavow. The
Obviously,
generational
don't
gap does not support any threats of
any
violence
aggressive
or
stabbing.
suggestion that you get stabby with anyone. Um,
Yes, I disavow as well.
the only
I only
stabbing we
stab in a video
support is
game.
the love stab in the middle of
Only
the
in a
night
video game.
with your significant other. Sully's, I still love pipe smoking best, but not convenient. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can't really smoke a pipe much of anywhere anymore unless it's
I
just
don't I don't have enough of a beard to smoke a pipe.
now. That's not to say that I don't still smoke a pipe occasionally myself, but that's just if I didn't want to roll my own, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Um, but
you're pretty fast at rolling your own.
I
Dig it
am.
out.
I do pride myself on that. Elfman says cigars have a more natural, less chemical taste. I have to agree with that because there's
Yeah.
not
But
a
what
lot
if I
added to
like the
this,
chemical taste?
right? Um, Definitely agree, Elephant Man. Sully says, I keep my knife in the truck and one in my pocket. Yeah, see,
There you go.
but
That's fine. Yeah.
and that's
You can have
fine.
the superfluous knife. You
You
can have
have a
the extra
pocket
numerary
knife.
knife.
The one
Yeah.
in your truck is your truck knife. That's not a
Right. It's
pocket
just
knife.
truck
That's your
knife.
truck knife, right?
Right.
If you have one that is in your pocket, that's your designated pocket knife.
Right.
I mean, it's it's not a baseball bat. It's a beatdown stick, right?
Yeah.
That's what I have in the back of the car. I don't have a baseball bat, officer. That's a beatdown stick.
Right.
So if someone that is not a police officer attempts to get me to get out of my vehicle, I will beat
Hmm.
them down.
Right. I will get out of the vehicle and beat them down.
Right. So let's not confuse that with a baseball bat, sir. Baseball bat's a weapon. This is a tool for self-defense.
Right.
I'm just saying. So silly. So yes, there's a distinct difference. That is your truck knife, and how you choose to whatever form, whether it's a folded blade or it's a straight blade. That's your truck knife. Ed
Yep.
says pocket knife and truck knife sounds like me and guns, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. I got the gun for the back window of the truck. I got the gun for the closet. I got the gun for under the pillow. These are all specific guns, and
Right.
I have the gun on my hip. Sometimes the gun on my hip does serve as the gun under the pillow, but it's a dual role it's willing to take on.
Right.
It does its duty. You know. Ooh, I'm excited, John. I don't know if you know
Ooh,
this or not, or
I
if you're
don't.
interested in going, but there
Ooh.
is the Florida Gun Show is coming to Orlando the
Ooh.
weekend of the 15th, 16th,
Ooh.
at the Orlando Fairgrounds. I'm
That sounds
considering
awesome.
going myself. My wife has been wanting to get her hands on a 30-06 that I love very much.
I'm down to go. I
I'm
will
thinking
go
about
with you.
getting a good old fashioned Springfield 30-06 with a 4-round clip, that bolt action, nice
Hmm.
little scope,
I might
beautiful
go
little
with you.
piece.
Yeah.
Hey,
I might
you're
go
more
with you
than
on that.
willing. If we're gonna go,
I am more
we'll
than
let you
willing.
know. And if you want to tag along, my wife's going to be on vacation at that time, so I
Ooh.
think we have the time to go.
Right. Freaking lad day. Day of
But
the
I haven't
lads.
been to a gun show in quite some time, but it is always fun. No, Ed, this is a clip. It's a clip. They even call it a clip. I'm just saying they call it a clip, not a magazine, because I don't know. Does the fact that it clips in and it's working going with a bolt action, does that make it a clip versus a magazine? Um, because this is not auto fed in any way, but what's the difference between a clip and a magazine, John? Go.
Well, the clip is kind of the bullets like stuck together. There's a magazine that holds bullets inside of it. Here, I'll do some research real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, because see, I always
So,
I always called it a
you still
clip
gonna
when I
find a
was a
picture of it
kid.
too.
I had a
Yeah,
three.
it's a common misconception. So here, I'll let me share the screen real quick, and I'll
Oh,
show
here we
you.
go. We've got the clarification coming. Ed, I may owe you. You may be right. I may be
So this
crazy.
one here on the left is a magazine. See how the bullets are inside
Hold
clip.
on one
The
second.
bullets are attached to itself. See, the
Oh, so
bullets are exposed.
okay. Now, see on mine, the yeah the pull up a 30-06 magazine then. Make sure you know how to pull up 30-06, right?
It's 30.
Space '06.
Is it just space
You can
06?
do '06. Yeah. You should put a decimal in front of the 30, but it won't matter.
No, it won't matter.
Okay, so it is a
Um,
magazine, Ed. I stand corrected.
you are
But see,
you are
like this, that one you're
correct.
hovering over. See that mine was like the one I had as a kid was and when I was young was a 3-round clip for that one.
You see, I thought there was a dash
Or
there. Yeah,
magazine,
there's
I
a
should say.
dash. That's what I thought. I thought there was a dash
Well, some
between
people
30
put a
and 6.
dash in. I was looking it up without the dash. I was seeing it with and without, depending on how they put it up on there. I was looking at, uh, you know, for sale. So you
Cool,
know,
10 round high capacity. It's a 10 round high capacity Savage magazine. So it's 10 round high capacity.
if it's compatible with the 30-06.
No, no, no. I'm just saying it's a 10 round high capacity. That's an oxymoron. Like,
Well, no, only if you think about it that way, John.
because like that's why California has the law of like 10 round magazines only because they banned high capacity magazines. So it's a 10 round high capacity magazine.
Gotcha. That's new high capacity. Think about it. Yeah, it's a magazine. Okay, I get it. I just always, like I said,
I get it's
I grew
very
up in the
common.
country.
Yeah.
People just said, "Here's a, it's the clip," and
Oh, god damn it, Sully, you had to be all rational. Yeah, you're probably right. 10 rounds is high capacity for bolt action rifles.
uh,
Fine. Fine.
yeah, yeah, and
You know what? We can't say anything without being wrong in this show. I mean,
what I always loved about it, and it was a very small thing that I loved about it, was that for a rifle, the magazine just always, it would always slip in and was flush with the right, like you can look at a 30-06 and not know that there's a magazine with 4 additional
mm,
rounds in it, right?
right.
It just, because it just always, it slipped in there, and it's like, I've got extra ammunition in here, when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh, there's extra
Okay.
ones in here. Like, because it's shotgun, you just got that one shell, and you got to pop it open and put a new shell in and everything. I'm like, my rifle's got extra ones in it, and nobody can see it.
I'm so cool. Nobody knows how cool I am.
Right, right. Nobody knows how cool I am. Even I can't even understand how cool I'm not.
Even I can't fathom the exact amount of cool that I am.
But yeah, yeah, 30-06 is my nostalgic, and I'll tell you another reason why I stand behind the 30-06 for my wife to have one is that it it's been around for so long. Like, it's a gun, it's a rifle that dates back to World War I/2. I think
Hmm.
one of the two wars, it was really big. The Springfield 30-06 rifle was being used by the army, but
Yeah.
it's been around for a long time. So there's a reason why it's it's a good rifle.
I was thinking about getting I think it's a Henry lever action. It's a 22. I was looking at it at the when I went to the gun range yesterday, and it looks really like they're really cool looking, and lever action of course. But it was about $900. I don't know that I'm willing to drop that on a 22 rifle.
Oh, and
I don't
something
know.
else I found out. Just depending on the animal, if you have enough of them on your property to where they can be considered a pest, you can actually get permits to have, of course, kill certain amounts of them as pest control. So I'm really hoping the deer are a problem. What?
Fucking oh, you're gonna get a permit to kill animals on my land.
Well,
Fuck
no, I
off.
mean, it's, you got to have hunting license to hunt, right? And these
Oh my
animals,
god.
they don't want them to become endangered, right? I mean,
Deer are not gonna become endangered. They're way too much of an
it
asshole.
could easily happen.
If deer were gonna go extinct, they would have already gone extinct because they're fucking assholes, man. They are dickheads.
John, calm down.
They make the dumbest noise ever. You go like, oh, like that. It's fucking weird.
They may, whatever you say, they still make some tasty meat.
Yeah, of course. That's again, like if they were gonna be extinct, they would
So
have already gone
we
extinct.
don't want them to go extinct. You know,
Right? No, I'm not saying we do.
so regulations on how many can be hunted in areas is a good idea, John. God, I just hope they're a pest on my land. I'm just saying, because I like Sully's idea about making a shooting range on my land. Lord knows they're going to think we're starting a compound we shoot enough guns off.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, fucking permits.
Sully says lever actions are the shit. When I shoot my 30-30, I feel like John motherfucking Wayne. Motherfucking Wayne, even.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Don't touch the damn turtles, Robert. You'll get fined without. No, not turtles. I don't even. I don't like turtle soup. It's not great.
Really? All right.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah,
You like turtle soup?
pretty good. Yeah.
I only say I don't like it because I've never tried it.
Oh, well then you're a fucking pussy.
No, I'm John.
What?
There's
I'm not
so many
John.
times I ask you, "Do you like this?" No. Have you ever tried it? No.
Oh yeah.
But I know I don't like it.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. That does
Okay.
happen.
You
That
do
does
that a
happen.
lot.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
But
there you
but
go.
if it's meat, I probably like it. Just saying.
All right. We've been having our funs. We've digressed a little bit, so hopefully we've not lost all our viewership. We still have some people succumbing to the torture.
Yeah.
But we should get the hell out of here. So John, can you tell these people where the hell they can go?
Yes, I can. Down in the description, we have all of our links for all of our stuff. Brand new one, which we should start talking about at the beginning of the shows. Buymeacoffee.com. You can go there. Link is down in the description. Um, it's a great donation platform. It seems so far it has been. It seems like it is. You can do not only just one-time donations if you feel like just giving to us once. You can also do a monthly donation where you can sign up for different tiers, get different perks. So make sure you go and check those out, see what they are, and see which ones you like. We also have a subscribe star if you prefer that with the same perks. So yeah, you have your pick there. And then we have a Discord server. So if you like us and you want to talk to us a little bit, if you want to berate us, if you want to tell us how stupid we are, you can do that over on Discord. So yeah, make sure you go do that. Also, you get notifications in case YouTube decides not to send a notification out. You'll usually get them over on Discord at the same time, about half an hour before the show. And then we have a Gilded server with all of our Freedom Scoop guys. They're all over there. Um, I don't really go there that much, but yeah, you can check it out. And then that's it, right? Yeah, because I already said subscribe star, so boom.
The beard has
That's it.
disabled him.
It's true, dude. I'm lost. I'm just like floating in an
We
ocean
hope you
in the
can find your
endless
way
ocean.
back, John. We hope you can
I'm
find
hoping.
your way back.
I'm hoping I can.
Oh, Sully, his parents had to have turtles relocated from their property. Fortunately, there's been no indication of any of that after they just viewed the land recently. So, thank
That's
God.
funny.
I hope don't want to run into that. But the beard with the external hard drive. The beard with
Yeah, the external hard drive is gone. My whole
that was
meme
the
stash.
external hard drive.
My meme stash is gone.
All right,
That's what I was storing all of my memes.
we're gonna wrap all this up. We appreciate everybody showing up tonight and all the fun conversation that went on. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. While you've been watching us, we do appreciate all the likes, and yeah, jump over there on buy us a coffee or subscribe star. Remember, Daddy needs some new farm equipment, so every little bit helps.
That's true.
I want to get myself my nice little tractor.
Oh
But
yeah.
we'll be shooting back at you on Monday night, hopefully for a little fill in the gaps. See if we can start your week off with a little bit of humor. Then that'll be at 9:30 p.m. We'll also be back on Wednesday for another rousing episode of Shooting the Shit at 9:30 p.m. And then, of course, 1 week from now on Friday again for a regular show at 8:30 p.m. Hopefully, we'll have something interesting to talk about if Joe Biden hasn't put us to sleep by 8:30 when that show starts. All of those times are the Eastern time zone, the one and only true time zone, not to be confused with all the other posers out there. You know who you are. John knows who you are. With or without
We
his
all know
beard,
who
he
you are.
knows.
True.
But we appreciate everyone showing up tonight. John, thanks for stopping by. We're going to get the hell out of here. Have a good night, folks, and peace out.
Yep. See you guys.
The war will begin.